Time for On the Couch. Let's meet our panel. Comedian and host of the popular podcast, It's Your Journey, Boo, Michelle Buteau. How did I do? Okay. Author, comedian, former relationship columnist, Vanessa Mitchell is back. And sex and relationship therapist and co-host of one of my favorite shows, America's longest-running radio advice show, Loveline. Simone Bienne is here. And, of course, Lisa Whelchel from Facts of Life and now, more importantly, Survivor, stayed around as well. All right, we have a couple. Our first question, Jesse and Lynette. What's the question?
All right, so I'm kind of like Lisa a little bit with my relationship issues. I was on vacation recently, well, about 9 months ago, with the person I was seeing for 2 years, and they're driving, and so I grabbed the phone to navigate, right? And this picture mail pops up, and it's a picture of a ding-ding. Right,
Wait.
You know what
You're
I mean?
driving with your girlfriend.
Correct.
You get her phone.
Yeah, to navigate.
And on the phone pops up
A picture
another
mail.
man's private parts.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? So what do you say to that?
Pull over.
You know, exactly. I posed the question, you know, are you sexting? She's like, well, it's nothing. You're out of town. You travel a lot. So I'm just kind of hanging out and online. And I'm like, so you dating people online? She's like, no, I'm just sexting. And my thing is, sexting is cheating. Correct? So I decided to end it 6 months later because I just can't do it. I want your character's at now in question. So now I don't understand if you're real, if you're lying,
So
are you having sex?
your basic question is,
Correct.
she's saying, look, it's meaningless to me. It's not emotional. Right. You're gone. I'm just having some fun. And you're saying, no, that's not okay.
Not at all.
And
This is my sister here, Lynette.
Now you're shaking your head that he's crazy.
Well, I think there's, different degrees of sexting. It depends on your relationship. They met online. What do you expect? There was no proof that they actually hooked up. And I think the person was, like, in Australia. So it's not like, she would never see him.
The sister says, guys, the other person, they're not even in this city. It's just an emotional or maybe physical release for me. All three of you are looking at, even Lisa's shell-shocked.
Yeah, ridiculous. When, the tough gets going, the tough gets sexting, I think it's time to tell them to get back in their box. No way. Right. Yeah, sexting is cheating light.
Absolutely.
Just and there's nothing's involved.
There's different definitions of cheating, too. I mean, if you look up the definition of cheating, it's to be dishonest. Okay, to defraud somebody. And there's different types of cheating now, too. There is, the emotional cheating when you have someone to call all the time, and there's virtual cheating.
Lisa, this must, after a woman who's been in a marriage for 20-something years, this must sound like a foreign language.
Yeah, sexting wasn't even a word. But you know what I tell you, what I love about this conversation is I've heard this conversation 20 years ago, but it was the man saying, oh, it means nothing. It was just a meaningless time. It was just physical. I love that now, 20 years fast forward, we're here on the other side, and they're feeling the same thing we have felt.
It's a good point. Yes, Vanessa.
And here's the real problem with that. Who's ever sending that text feels like he's been made comfortable to send a text at any time of the day. Right. Yeah. So first of all, that's huge disrespect. Yeah. Secondly, it's a ding-dong. It's a ding-dong. You know what I mean? There's no way you can get around that. So she said it depends on the levels of sexting. Can't get more graphic than what that was. Yeah. It wasn't a wrist. It wasn't an ankle. You know what I mean? And then thirdly, my brother get a new girlfriend and a new sister, because she ain't on your side right there.
Tell her. Thank you.
Hold on.
And, I tend to like his, significant others. And this, the last couple have been well off, and it was beneficial for me. So, at the right price, I said, hey, look.
All right, hold on.
Get over it.
Lynette.
They were talking on a text. I mean...
They're sexting, taking naked pictures.
There was
naked
never
pictures. You know what, then? When you should date a nigga. And you date him. You can kill Jack. Now you kill Jack. Now you get him mouth to mouth. There you go.
Oh my God, I passed out from a headache, boredom.
Lynette, you made a white man pass out on his own show.
She's still going.
One of the things that I want to address, which I think ladies will agree, is why do men feel that sending their ding-dong is going to be a turn-on for us? Your ding-dong, they're pretty, come on.
All right, so Jesse, clearly you have your hands full with your sister because she has a lot of opinions, but that's what sisters can do. They can speak the truth and try to put some sense in.
Truth.
Okay, but Lynette, ultimately the truth is Jesse's call. I think everyone here agrees with that, right? It's his relationship, not yours.
Even if he made the wrong call.
Okay, it might be the wrong call. Jesse, what I want to know is why did it take you 6 months after that text to break up?
Right, I heard that.
Because my lease wasn't up yet.
Bam!
All right. All right, thank you, guys.
I like it.
Thank you.
Why are men so much worse at sex now than they were 10 years ago?
What are they worse at? Poor Lisa Whelchel. Blair is embarrassed. We want you to come hang with us at a taping of the Jeff Probst Show.
I'm so happy.
I don't wear underwear. Tickets are free, and you'll get the full VIP treatment in our one and only audience party room, including food, fun, and makeovers. Right on. Yeah. So if you're going to be in the LA area, just go to jeffprobst.com and say yes to being in our live studio audience.
Jeff Probst Show.
All right, we are back for more On the Couch. Where's Nina? All right, Nina, pop up. What's your question?
My basic question is, why are men so much worse at sex now than they were 10 years ago?
And you're basing this on comparing experiences?
Yeah, I've been dating a lot for the past year or so, and I hadn't been so much for quite a while before that. And I've been startled.
What are they worse at?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
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 Poor Lisa Whelchel. Blair is embarrassed. But Lisa,
Oprah's book club over here. These women are like, yes they are.
It's
They
true.
are worse at it.
It's, first of all, they want to do weirder things, and they seem to assume that, like, everybody wants to do that.
well, that's 50 Shades of Grey, getting us all.
I have not read that book, and I'm scared to, because apparently it's ruining
Do you
everything.
talk about it before you get a little intimate, a little sexy time? Do you have a talk before, maybe over some wine and brie?
Sometimes there's no time for that. I had a guy, what says, spank me before we had even kissed.
Right, I tell you where that
Bam.
comes from. That comes from, we all know where that comes from.
Where?
Porn. If men have got to stop getting their sex ed from porn and realising that this is not what makes them a good lover. Spanking, expecting you to be like, oh yeah, give me some more.
Is there any other women in the audience that agree that men have gotten worse?
We need to talk to this lady right here.
What do you think is worse
Hold
now?
on. Come over here. Pop up here. Stand next to Nina. What's worse about sex that you notice?
I can't fake it so many times.
Lisa, when you hear this talk, what does go through your head as a newly single woman?
That Sesame Street song where it says, one of these things is not like the other, one of these things just doesn't belong. And I don't feel like I belong on this couch or in this room.
Really? To the point where you're uncomfortable, or you're just saying you feel out of it?
Totally out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
totally. And I think when you feel out of it, you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. But you're not so uncomfortable that you're regretting sitting there.
Well, no, because I'm learning a lot.
Right. When you're married and all of a sudden you get back into the single game, that is scary because you got to do everything. You're used to doing things a certain way. You have your own schedule, your own timetable of doing things, and there's so much new stuff out there that when you just jump back out there,
Exactly.
Can I
It's
give
like
a
why
piece of
men
advice?
are terrible at sex.
Here's some advice for Lisa. If you're newly dating, I don't care what anyone says. Let's go back to courting. Don't sleep with them straight away. Get to know them. And that is what I'm sure you will do anyway. When you know each other, you can have the intimacy. And then when you know each other, you can shake things up in the bedroom. And you won't need to fake because you'll be comfortable enough to say, here's how you do it. And if you don't want to meet my needs, get out the door.
Out the door. Bye-bye. That's it for On the Couch. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, Whelchel.